Hey, yeah, what's up? The disciple Marshall Occurrence reign back up in this anti-Illuminati all day, anti-telepathy all day, anti-America all day, and everybody with them. Yeah, so this message basically is going to be about the age, the age issue in America. You got people that feel like they your OGs because they older than you. I had this dude at the grocery store the other night. Like, right? I wasn't even talking to this dude at all. First of all, first violation, obviously he over the hill. you know, I guess the streets, these guys around here call themselves, put him in my way, like he's supposed to be able to tell me what's going on. Like he's supposed to scare me straight. Bro, you can't scare me straight. I'm 40 years old, bro. When I'm on, I'm on. That's real. All you can do is pray. That's all you can do. When I'm on, bro. I'm 40 years old. Yeah, he thought I was like some little ignorant. I guess he thought I was like 19. So I was listening to uh, some rap music. He talking about like we was at the checkout. He talking about Um, I never heard the dirty version. I just heard the clean version. So yeah, he trying to point out that I'm listening to like some lyrics, some curse word lyrics. He trying to point that out. That's what he's rubbing in. I mean, that's not really even a conversation, really. I mean, that's not something you even like bring up. I mean, that's kind of like corny to bring up. I don't know. Anyway, he says that, so I just paused on that, and then he kept talking. He said something else about it, I think. And then I just told him, man. I said, man, when people don't care, man, they gonna listen to what they want to listen to. Basically, in essence, that's what I said. He talking about, well, you got to be positive and all this. Like he scared me straight. I'm like, bruh, being positive is not gonna get no results with these white racist people. That's basically what I told him. I said, you got to make sure you're not no slave. Talking about you being positive, because that's what they want you to do. Be positive is code word for be a slave sometimes. Yeah, be positive, But meanwhile, they're keeping you down. Meanwhile, they don't care nothing about your positivity. On a real note, you still get stepped on and walked on, trying to be positive. That's a slave mentality. That's what I'm saying. So sometimes negativity, or they think what negativity is really actually somebody in war mode. You can't pull nobody out of war mode when it's time to go. Feel me? You know what I'm saying? So he thinking he gonna change my mood and change my vibration. Here I am 40 years old. I'm like, bruh. He talking about, then he gonna go to the age thing. This is the punchline. He gonna go to the age thing. Oh, I'm 54 years old. Who cares if you're 54 years old? I dated a woman that was 55 years old. I should have said that. That's what I should have said. I forgot. I didn't think about it at the time. I should have said, partner, I dated a woman older than you. And he said, up acting like that means something to me. So all he done said, now he gonna try to use age. And when you do that with a young man, I'm gonna tell you the first thing gonna happen. He gonna put up his defenses. Because now you're using your age to feel like you're using your age like that's supposed to mean something to me. What that mean to me? That's real. What does that mean to me when you still a slave? When you have not talked to these white people, when you have not fought these white people, what does your age mean to me? It don't mean a hill of beans to a man like me. It don't mean no hill of beans to a man like me when you ain't done nothing anyway. I'm tired of people using that age thing. So what? There are old fools in the world. That's what people need to realize. There are old fools in the world that sit up and talk about woulda, shoulda, coulda, and what they coulda did and what they done, and ain't got nothing to show for it. You done met people like that? They got a million stories, but ain't got nothing to show for it. Telling you all of what they did and everywhere they been, and you don't see nothing. They don't even sound like where they been. You're like, dang, really? You don't even talk like you been there. Like you had this and that and the third. You don't say nothing. You halfway ignorant all the time. But sitting up trying to use their age as the trump card. You know what I'm saying? Like, I told him, he talking about, oh, I'm 54. I said, bro, I got a 14-year-old kid. Yeah, you think you ain't finna sit up and say that in my face? He ain't say nothing after I said that. Yeah, I'm letting you know. I'm just as old as you. You're only 14 years older than me. You can only be a big brother. That's all you can be. And you can't even be that. Because I guarantee you, you don't know what I know about this country. You don't know. And you ain't done nothing about it. If you did know, you ain't do nothing about it with your life. So what your age supposed to mean when you haven't done nothing? Until people are free, that's all this is about. That's all this situation is about in America. And if you don't see it that way, you a slave. You turn into a slave when you think it ain't wartime. I'm gonna say that again. You turn into a slave when you think it ain't wartime. It's wartime until it's finished. It's wartime until it's changed. That's what's wrong with black people in America now. You sitting down on a job. You done sat down for 20 years and then you want to stand up like an OG. Nah, bruh. We ain't free. We are not free, bruh. I'm not free. I still see a whole bunch of racism. I still see a whole bunch of crazy stuff in the government. I still see a whole bunch of crazy stuff in this community. That's not freedom. Okay, so if you try to be humble, you want to be humble and just have cookouts on the weekend and just be a humble person and play spades when you can, and that's your black experience, good for you. You know what I'm saying? But I refuse to live like that. You know what I'm saying? And some people do. Some people don't. But you don't have the luxury of trying to be an OG and then you ain't doing nothing. Ain't nobody bound down to you because you're an old man. So I want to see some knowledge. I want to see some information. I want to see a person like me, because what I see is the greatest people that was in this country was 39 years old. Martin Luther King Jr. was 39 years old. He wasn't 50. Malcolm X, 39 years old. He was not 55. Okay? And that's what these old heads do. As soon as you tell them you're 39, you stop listening. You old enough to be my son. So was Martin Luther King Jr. So was Malcolm X. He was old enough to be your son. And you still ain't produced what he has, haven't you? You still haven't found the information and did anything, or you're not the caliber of him. But you sit up talking about somebody's old enough to be your kid. Nobody don't want to hear that. Well, you don't got nothing to show for it. You ain't got no results. That's what young people thinking. Okay, then show me something, bruh. You old enough to be my dad. You old enough to be, okay, then show me what you're working with. Show me what you're working with. You ain't got no information. You ain't telling nobody nothing. You ain't schooling nobody. You ain't schooling me. So what does it mean? What does it mean like a man like me? It's only built for amateurs. You know, you can't talk that to me. That's built for amateurs. That's built for rookies. You go tell these new jacks that. You go tell these new jacks you're old enough to be their dad. That's for the women too. You go tell them new jacks you're old enough to be I'm old enough to be your mama. I don't want to hear it. Because you ain't producing nothing. You ain't making nothing happen. So what does it mean when you say that? What does that mean when you got nothing to show and you don't have any information and knowledge? What does it mean? It means that you're just using your age to think that you can raise your head up above me. That's what it means. Like you my master, like you my sensei. You're not my sensei. How you my sensei and you can't even tell me this? I know more than you do. How does that work? How does that work? The master's supposed to be telling you everything. The master's supposed to have greater understanding than you. Supposed to understand who you are, your position, how you moving. They're supposed to understand you. First thing they want to say, oh, I'm this age. I'm this age. Like a simple person. Okay. What does that mean to me? If I approach an older woman and she say, Oh, I'm old enough to be your mama. You already showed me you stupid. Because you already knew that. You know that I know that you older than me. So why are you bringing it up? You already know how I'm moving. So you should be like, you should address how I'm moving instead of the age. Okay, you old enough to know that younger men might hit on you. So why are you addressing age? You should be addressing and saying, well, I usually don't date older people, younger people than me. Now I'm old enough to be your mom. Because there are women that do date guys that's your age, that date people that's my age. So you're stating the obvious, in other words. It's simple. If somebody's younger than me, I would tell them, okay, I see I'm old enough. If you're saying your age means wisdom and knowledge, then you should be old enough to say, okay, I see that this person is hitting on me. So what I'm gonna do as a wise person is say, hey, I don't date people younger than me. Boom. Said and done. You don't have to tell me how old you are. I'm just saying. Am I being 100 or what? I'm just saying, because people on low key, they saying that meaning they your OG and they not. You ain't my OG partner. That's for a woman too. I call you partner too. You ain't my OG partner. For real. Because I guarantee you, if we sit down, I know stuff you don't know. More than stuff that you should know. And then I don't have respect for you because now you use the age thing and now you put yourself on Jump Street. You put yourself on Jump Street talking about your age and you ain't got nothing to show me. That's the worst thing you could do. Bring up your age and now you ain't got nothing to show. That part. Bring up your age and you ain't got no information and knowledge. That part. So now you done put yourself out there. You done told on yourself. You an old fool that knows nothing. Come on now. That's what it is. Because like I said, Martin Luther King Jr. was 39 years old. So you can't use the age card with people 39 and better. I'm 40 years old. I'm older than Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. I'm older than Malcolm X. Let's get it understood here. So I should be talking like this at my age. I should be walking like this at my age. Now you see me for who I am. Because see, what happens is, in the black community, what happens is a lot of people dumb the kids down these days. You still treat them like he a boy. I'm 40 years old. I'm older than Martin Luther King Jr. I'm older than Malcolm X. But I'm not getting the respect as a man. You see what I'm saying? You see that? You see how that works? Because it's a generational change. It's a generational change where the respect is not given to people my age. They don't listen to you no more. But yet they ain't done nothing though. And they want all kind of respect. You want all kind of accolades and respect, but without any kind of work. Yeah, you can't act like you that Malcolm X and Martin Luther King Jr. Generation, because they was out there working and laboring. They had something to show for what they believed. Y'all stop talking. Y'all stop laboring. Okay? Yeah, so that's the difference. So I just need a few good men. I don't need everybody. Because I realize it ain't going to be everybody. So if you think I'm a sad movement, no, I'm not a sad movement. I just need a couple people to take heed, the right people, and it's on and popping for me. So just letting you know. But yeah, the age thing, man, you know, that's a card I don't use anyway. Like, you know what I'm saying? With people, I don't use that. You know what I'm saying? If somebody's younger than me, as long as they're an adult, I'm gonna respect them as an adult. Not because I fear them or none of that. I'm gonna respect you because you are an adult. You know what I mean? Period. I'm not gonna talk about who you are, what you could be, and all that. How old, you could be my dad, you could be my kid. Look, you're a grown man. You're a grown woman. I want you to conduct yourself like that so that you can get the respect and command the respect that you should be getting in your American community. If I treat you like a child and talk to you like I can be your daddy, I can be your mama, I'm old enough to be this person gonna walk away feeling like you they child. And they ain't. Yeah. People acting like grandmasters just because you got some gray in your hair. Man, please. Please, cut the act. You don't get that respect from me. Okay? You wasted all those years. Wasted all those years. That's you. That's your song. Go listen to Simply Red. I'll keep holding on. That's you. Wasting all those years. That's your song. Da-da-da. That's you. Then you turn around and try to act like it ain't you with me. You holding on to the years. You holding on to the years, partner. Trying to act like you an OG. That's what I'm saying. Let the young men, let the young women get the respect that they deserve. Yeah. If you don't want to acknowledge it, you want to ignore it, get out the way. That's all. You don't got to respect me, just get out my way. Don't be around when I come around. Simple as that. Because when I see Martin Luther King Jr. being 39 and I see Malcolm X being 39, I know something went wrong with respect. Because I'm 40 years old, so where's my respect? You feel me? That's just like, nah, something went wrong along the way. This new generation stopped giving respect. You know what I'm saying? They just what it is. So, hey, get out my way. Cause I'm not gonna let you violate me. Simple as that. I don't care. Hey, I respect elders, but is that person really an elder? Or are they an old fool? Because let's define elder. Is elder based off of age only? It is not. So for people say respect your elders, it's not based on age only though. It's not based on age only. So if it's an old fool, God wants you to respect that person. If it's an old fool, God wants you to respect that person. I believe he wants you to respect that person to the degree that their age is old, but not that they have some superiority over you that's not real. That they are a master or a sensei over you, and that's not the truth. Okay, you're elderly, you're old, as a physical body, but you're not an elder intellectually. You're not an elder spiritually. You're not an elder as far as wisdom goes. That's what I'm saying. So we just have to respect the fact that you're a frail older person. Which means help you across a puddle when you're trying to get across the street. That's about as far as this goes. Trying to help you out physically. Which means you still need me. You need me to be strength to you, not you strength to me. But you're trying to act like you're strength to me, and you're not. How are you strength to me? How can you strengthen me? Okay? You can learn from everybody, but I'm talking about wisdom. I'm talking about real senseis and masters. We need people to stop walking around like they sitting on thrones. Soon as a person see your age, they think they your OG. Like, bruh, you don't even know half the stuff I know about your own country, cuz. You are not no OG over me. When I know more than you. That means you missed the mark somewhere. That means you stopped educating yourself. And now you're not getting no respect. That's what happens to a man that stops learning. He stops getting respect. If you stop learning, if you stop educating yourself, you will cease from respect. You living on yesterdays. You talking about the same stuff that ain't even relevant to right now. That's why you have to pass the torch. You have to pass it to the next generation. Because you don't even know what's really going on. So what is your wisdom and knowledge when it ain't even based on connecting to the world that we live in? You can't even talk to these people about gang banging, drill culture in Chicago. You can't even talk. So what is your wisdom now? What is your information? How's that go? You talking about the same stuff you learned 20 years ago. I'm being honest, man. That don't even connect to our world, bruh. The stuff you talk about is not relevant. You can't help these people talking about that. You don't even talk about Donald Trump. Every time you talk about Donald Trump, it sounds like chaos. You ever heard old people talk about Donald Trump? Sounds like chaos. Well, yeah. But you can't break down and show what the problems is and all of that. But you're supposed to be an OG. You're not relevant. You're not relevant. Let's keep it 100. You're not touching on relevant issues here. A lot of these preachers done become like that too. You keep preaching the same sermons, and you ain't talking about nothing that got something to do with today. You talking about the same stuff that you've been talking about 10 years ago, and it's not working anymore. People want you to touch on the things that's on their mind. They want you to talk about Donald Trump and how he doing what he doing. They want you to talk about these Trump supporters. They want you to talk about Joe Biden going over and destroying 20 years of progress in Afghanistan. While you sitting up here talking about stuff that you talked about 10 years ago, while you was playing spades. Nobody want to hear them old war stories no more. What you doing now? That's what I'm saying. Y'all young people got to get these old heads off you, man. Because they half the time, they don't deserve the respect that they act like they do deserve. They don't deserve that. When you sitting up here still having to fight the same wars where Martin Luther King Jr. and them left off. You still fighting the same wars. This whole generation that's above us, that's supposed to be our parents, did nothing. They partied and got high and smoked crack. That's what they did. Let the truth be told. All them baby boomers got high and smoked dope. And they sitting up acting like you owe them some kind of respect. Man, please. The truth be told, you failed us. That whole generation failed us. Okay? Let's keep it 100. Y'all failed us. Sitting up acting like y'all OGs. How? You ain't no OG over me. You failed us. When Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X was killed, y'all should have been on fire. Y'all should have set this country on fire. Y'all should have kept a fire under them people. But y'all didn't. So you failed. Okay? So please chill with the OG act, man. It's quite played out. Okay? It's quite played out. When we can still see that we're still enslaved and that you've done nothing, basically. These baby boomers ain't done nothing. Got all the information in the world, though. And I'm going to tell you why everything went wrong. because they wanted to sit up and hold on to the throne and hold on to the crown. That's what the baby boomers did. That's what they did. They didn't want to pass the torch of information to the next generation. They sat back like fat cats on thrones and they refused to pass the throne. Hey, that's what I see. Every time you talk to them, they act like they know everything in the world, but they ain't done nothing in the world. That's what I'm saying. For the overall generations after Martin Luther King Jr., what has been done? That's what I'm asking. Okay, then nobody deserves all this respect and all this like this, and ain't nothing been done after Martin Luther King Jr. We ain't seen nothing life changing since then. But all these people sitting up like fat cats, like oracles, like oracles in Neo. Like you the oracle, you want a cookie? You ain't even on the level to offer me a cookie like an oracle. Come on, man, let's stop playing here. That's why we in the shape we in now. All cheese, no Indians. That's the problem. Everybody want to be a chief, but you don't want to pay the price. You don't want to sit down and learn something. You don't want to sit down and educate yourself. You don't want to sit down for your old people and break yourself in to what's going on now. All you want to do is hang on to all this little special little wisdom you got, but you don't know what's really going on now. You don't want to you don't want to discipline yourself and study what's going on now in these leaders that's doing what they doing. You don't want to study them now, but you want to still be the oracle. You still want to be the chief. Nah, you an Indian, buddy. We the leaders here. Okay? No disrespect to Native Americans when I say that. Yeah. So stop playing, man. Have a seat.